We are at my new rental. Oh, this has got to go.
How long were you here?
Like a year and a half.
The camera pans across walls glittering with gold accents, chandeliers cascading light like waterfalls, and spaces so immaculately curated that they seem more museum than home. On one hand, it's mesmerizing. The world of Kim Kardashian, a palace of perfection, meticulously designed and curated with wealth most Americans can only imagine. On the other, it ignites a firestorm. Social media is alight, comments pouring in like a tidal wave of frustration, disbelief, and outright anger. Viewers aren't just scrolling, they're reacting, they're commenting, they're questioning the optics of opulence in a country grappling with skyrocketing living costs, student debt, and a widening wealth gap. Reports suggest that millions are watching, not just the home tour, but the backlash itself, as a reflection of a growing societal unease. In just one video, a carefully choreographed tour of marble floors, sprawling closets, and high-end decor has transformed into a lightning rod for a nationwide conversation about wealth, privilege, and the glaring disparities that define modern America. As the footage rolls, reactions explode. Tweets call it tone-deaf, Instagram comments lament the disconnect, and TikTok users create split-screen duets highlighting the contrast between Kardashians' curated luxury and everyday struggles. For many Americans, this isn't just a home tour. It's a symbol. A symbol of excess, of wealth concentrated in the hands of a few, and a reminder that the life of a celebrity seems almost impossibly removed from reality. And yet, for others, it is aspirational, a glimpse into a life meticulously constructed, financially unattainable, but aesthetically mesmerizing. The question lingers: why does a single home tour spark such intense national debate? What does this backlash tell us about America today? About the tension between admiration, envy, outrage, and societal awareness? Tonight, we dive deep. We examine the people, the reactions, the money, and the culture behind Kim Kardashian's home tour, dissecting why this video has become much more than just an inside look at celebrity living. Background and context, deep research style. Kim Kardashian, a household name synonymous with celebrity culture, entrepreneurship, and unprecedented social media influence, is no stranger to public scrutiny. Rising to fame in the early 2000s through reality television, Kardashian has transformed her platform into a business empire spanning beauty, fashion, fragrance, and digital content. Reports suggest that her influence stretches far beyond celebrity gossip. She is a trendsetter, a cultural lightning rod, and a barometer of social attention. Every action, a fashion choice, a public statement, even a home renovation, is magnified, dissected, and debated. The recent home tour that sparked national outrage is not an isolated incident, but rather the latest in a long series of public moments where Kardashian's lifestyle has collided with societal sensitivities. According to sources, the home tour video showcased not only the vast expanse of her Los Angeles mansion, but also highlighted extravagant design choices, gold-plated fixtures, rooms dedicated to clothing displays rivaling department stores, and holiday decor reportedly costing more than the average American family earns in a decade. The meticulous attention to detail, while aesthetically impressive, has fueled critiques of ostentation and disconnect from everyday life. Historically, Kardashian has faced criticism for perceived tone-deaf displays of wealth. From wardrobe reveals costing tens of thousands of dollars to luxury vacations amid global crises, the public has repeatedly weighed admiration against frustration. This new backlash taps into long-standing societal grievances, the widening wealth gap, economic instability, and the glaring difference between celebrity fortunes and the struggles of ordinary citizens. Experts suggest that moments like these are not merely about individual celebrity behavior, but reflect broader cultural and economic tensions simmering beneath the surface. Timeline-wise, the backlash erupted shortly after the video went live on social media platforms, with viewers immediately reacting across Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Within hours, hashtags criticizing the tour began trending, and commentary from mainstream media outlets amplified the debate. Reports suggest that while some viewers marveled at the luxury and saw it as aspirational content, a significant portion interpreted it as out of touch, triggering a national discussion on social responsibility, wealth visibility, and celebrity influence. In this context, the home tour becomes more than an entertainment segment. It serves as a case study in American perceptions of wealth, privilege, and the increasingly fraught relationship between fame and public perception. As we delve into the breaking details, expert analysis, and social media explosion surrounding this story, it becomes clear that this is not just a story about a celebrity home. It's a story about the country's ongoing conversation with itself about wealth, inequality, and cultural values. The backlash began the moment the video hit social media feeds. According to sources, Kim Kardashian's home tour, released via Instagram and YouTube platforms, was intended as an intimate glimpse into her Los Angeles estate, a sprawling mansion set atop the Hollywood Hills, meticulously designed and digitally polished for cinematic effect. What followed, however, was an immediate wave of public scrutiny. Within hours, Twitter erupted with thousands of posts, some marveling at the architectural brilliance and design sophistication, others decrying the excessive wealth on display. Viewers were particularly struck by several standout features: a closet reportedly rivaling the size of a small boutique, a hallway lined with curated art pieces valued at tens of thousands of dollars each, and holiday decor that appeared to cost more than the median annual income of many American households. Reports suggest that a specific moment, when Kardashian walks through a gold-accented foyer, casually mentioning her appreciation for investment-worthy pieces, triggered the most intense online reactions. Comments ranged from incredulous to sharply critical. "How is this relatable?" one user wrote, while another remarked, "This isn't a home, it's a palace, and the rest of us are struggling to pay rent." The timeline of events is telling. The video premiered at approximately 11 a.m. Pacific Time. By noon, reaction videos began appearing on TikTok, some highlighting side-by-side comparisons between Kardashian's estate and average American homes. By 2 p.m., mainstream media outlets had published articles analyzing the tour, amplifying the discussion with headlines emphasizing public outrage. By evening, multiple hashtags criticizing the display of wealth were trending nationwide, reflecting the viral nature of the backlash. Reports suggest that even celebrities and influencers weighed in, some in support of Kardashian's aesthetic choices, others calling attention to what they described as the optics of privilege. Statements and verified facts from the video itself indicate that while Kardashian's intention may have been to showcase her design sensibilities, the broader public reception highlighted a growing cultural sensitivity toward displays of excessive wealth. Experts note that the backlash is less about the home itself and more about the context. A video released during a time when many Americans face inflation, housing shortages, and economic insecurity. This context transformed a seemingly aspirational home tour into a flashpoint for a national conversation on inequality. Expert analysis. Legal angle. From a legal perspective, there is no wrongdoing. The home is privately owned, and Kardashian is fully within her rights to film and share her property. However, experts in media law note that public figures are increasingly judged not just on legality, but on cultural ethics. Reports suggest that while she is not at risk of legal consequences, the reputational implications are significant, particularly in an era where public perception can directly influence business ventures, endorsements, and partnerships. Political angle. Politically, the backlash intersects with larger discussions about wealth inequality in the United States. According to analysts, moments like this tap into simmering frustrations over the concentration of wealth among a tiny fraction of the population. When a celebrity of Kardashian's scale showcases opulence, it inadvertently becomes fodder for debates on taxation, housing affordability, and social mobility. Politicians and commentators have referenced similar viral moments when discussing the disconnect between elites and the everyday American experience, illustrating how pop culture can unexpectedly become a mirror for political discourse. Financial impact. Financially, the video may actually reinforce Kardashian's personal brand, driving engagement across social media platforms and potentially boosting the performance of associated businesses, including SKKN, her beauty line, and her KKW fragrance brand. Reports suggest that controversy often translates into higher viewership, greater advertising revenue, and increased engagement metrics, a phenomenon widely recognized as the backlash economy. Yet, experts warn that overexposure to negative sentiment can erode brand goodwill over time, particularly if public outrage intensifies beyond social media chatter. Public reaction. Public reaction is sharply divided. While many Americans express frustration at what they perceive as tone-deaf displays of wealth, others admire the aspirational content, praising the design aesthetic and craftsmanship. Surveys and social media analysis suggest that the critical response is strongest among millennials and Gen Z viewers, demographics disproportionately affected by economic hardship. Conversely, some segments of older viewers treat the content as pure entertainment, detached from political or social commentary. Media coverage impact. Media coverage has magnified the story, with outlets ranging from lifestyle magazines to mainstream news networks reporting on the backlash. Articles often frame the discussion in terms of luxury versus reality, highlighting the contrast between Kardashians' curated life and the financial struggles of the average American. Analysts suggest that this amplification is central to the video's viral status. The story becomes a cultural conversation, extending far beyond the initial social media post. The social media reaction to Kim Kardashian's home tour was immediate, relentless, and in many ways a reflection of larger societal tensions. Within hours of the video's release, Twitter exploded with commentary. One of the most widely shared posts juxtaposed a still of Kardashian walking through her gold-accented foyer with the caption reading, "Meanwhile, Americans can't afford rent." Within the first 24 hours, the tweet garnered hundreds of thousands of likes and retweets, and a storm of replies underscored a range of emotions, from outrage to astonishment. Reports suggest that more than 3 million comments and shares across platforms were directly tied to this single video. On Instagram, fans and critics alike posted reactions under the video and in stories, often using polls and questions to engage their audiences. One particularly viral story invited viewers to guess the cost of a single room, revealing that most respondents believed it was in the hundreds of thousands range. TikTok creators capitalized on the controversy, producing side-by-side reaction videos contrasting Kardashian's luxury home with small apartments, modest kitchens, or first-time home buyers' living situations. The duets, compilations, and commentary videos turned the backlash into a fully fledged cultural moment, one that blurred the lines between entertainment, outrage, and social commentary. The hashtags trending nationally told a story of both humor and critique. Hashtag ToneDeaf Tour, hashtag Kardashian House, hashtag Luxury Out of Reach, and hashtag Wealth Gap were among the most used. These trends reflected not just a single audience segment, but a cross-generational engagement, with millennials and Gen Z often leading the criticism while older viewers debated the merits of such extravagance in interviews and commentary pieces. Media monitoring reports suggest that this viral response has amplified conversations about wealth inequality in America, making the backlash a cultural touchstone rather than just a celebrity gossip story. Divided opinions emerged sharply. Some defended Kardashian, framing the tour as a celebration of success, entrepreneurship, and aspirational living. Others argued that broadcasting such excess in a society facing economic instability was irresponsible, tone-deaf, and emblematic of a broader societal disconnect. Cultural commentators and journalists have noted that this polarization mirrors ongoing national debates about wealth, privilege, and social justice, turning a home tour into a flashpoint for dialogue on inequality. What this means for the future. The implications of this backlash extend beyond Kim Kardashian's personal brand. For celebrities in general, the reaction signals heightened scrutiny over how wealth is presented publicly. According to experts, we may see a shift in how luxury content is curated, with social media stars more mindful of economic optics. Reports suggest that brands associated with Kardashian could face reputational challenges if the public perceives ongoing insensitivity, potentially influencing partnerships, endorsements, and media collaborations. In the real estate and interior design industry, the backlash might also have ripple effects. High-profile home tours have long been aspirational content, but heightened sensitivity to income inequality could influence the kinds of design content that audiences find acceptable or engaging. Analysts predict that future celebrity home tours may adopt subtler approaches, emphasizing architecture and lifestyle rather than ostentatious wealth. For Kardashian herself, the backlash may shape her public strategy. Reports suggest that she could pivot toward messaging that contextualizes her wealth, emphasizes philanthropy, or highlights professional achievements outside of luxury consumption. Long-term, the controversy reinforces the notion that public figures must navigate a delicate balance between showcasing success and maintaining relatability in an increasingly socially conscious audience. Emotional human angle. While much of the discussion revolves around social media trends and economic analysis, the human dimension is perhaps the most striking. Ordinary Americans, from young professionals burdened by student debt to families struggling with rent and mortgages, have expressed a mixture of envy, frustration, and incredulity. Interviews with viewers suggest that for many, the home tour represents a stark reminder of societal imbalance. "It's like looking into a fantasy world that has nothing to do with my reality," one viewer remarked in a social media comment thread. Another shared that the video made her reflect on financial pressures and the impossibility of attaining such luxury, igniting feelings of resentment and wonder in equal measure. Fans of Kardashian, meanwhile, describe admiration for her aesthetic sense and entrepreneurial success. Some have commented that the home tour inspires creativity and appreciation for design, while acknowledging that it is firmly aspirational. Reports suggest that this emotional duality, admiration mixed with frustration, is central to why the video resonated so widely. It's not merely entertainment. It's a cultural mirror reflecting aspirations, insecurities, and the ongoing negotiation of wealth in modern America. Family dynamics also play a role. Observers note that children, siblings, and household staff appear in some segments, humanizing aspects of the estate. Yet, even these glimpses are filtered through the lens of luxury, reinforcing the tension between relatability and opulence. Psychologists have noted that audiences respond emotionally to contrasts. The closer something feels to everyday life while remaining unattainable, the more potent the reaction, combining awe with cognitive dissonance. Kim Kardashian's recent home tour backlash is more than just a viral moment. It's a reflection of America's ongoing struggle with wealth inequality, societal values, and celebrity influence. Analysts suggest that these moments act as cultural flashpoints, revealing public attitudes toward privilege and sparking conversations about who gets to display wealth and how. Reports indicate that the outrage is not simply about the physical property, it's about symbolism. For many, the mansion represents the concentration of wealth in the hands of a few, while millions struggle with housing, healthcare, and education costs. The societal implications are multifaceted. In the short term, celebrity home tours may face increased scrutiny, prompting stars to reconsider how they present their lifestyles online. Luxury content creators might feel pressure to contextualize wealth, highlight charitable initiatives, or soften ostentatious displays in order to maintain relatability. In the long term, this backlash contributes to a broader cultural dialogue about economic fairness and media responsibility. Experts suggest that when figures like Kardashian share their private opulence publicly, it inevitably becomes part of a national conversation on class, privilege, and societal values. Financially, this backlash could alter influencer marketing strategies. Brands collaborating with high-profile celebrities may assess potential reputational risk more carefully, considering how audiences interpret public displays of wealth. Reports suggest that while engagement often rises during controversies, long-term trust and brand perception are more fragile than ever. The Kardashians, as cultural icons, operate at the intersection of aspiration and critique, meaning that each new home tour, clothing reveal, or luxury showcase is both a marketing opportunity and a public relations gamble. From a cultural perspective, The video highlights how Americans process and internalize symbols of wealth. Psychologists note that these reactions, anger, envy, fascination, admiration, are not isolated emotional responses, but part of a collective social processing mechanism. Millions of viewers are effectively debating, how should wealth be displayed? What is acceptable in an era of economic disparity? And how do celebrity actions mirror, amplify, or challenge societal values? In this sense, Kim Kardashian's home tour is not merely content. It is a cultural artifact, encapsulating the tensions, aspirations, and frustrations of contemporary America. Strong call to action. As we reflect on the story, it's clear that this isn't just about one celebrity or one mansion. It's about the way we, as a society, engage with wealth, media, and culture. We invite you, our viewers, to participate in this conversation. How do you feel when watching such displays of opulence? Do they inspire you, frustrate you, or make you reflect on the broader economic landscape? Your voice matters in this dialogue, and sharing your perspective contributes to a richer understanding of this cultural moment. If you found this deep dive informative, consider giving the video a like, not just for support, but because it signals engagement with